Hi there, Lloyd Machedo. Speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? First and foremost, I owe you guys an apology because I was supposed to upload this video, I think 2 days ago, but the reason I got delayed is primarily because, information, as I wanted to share the video, I got some more scandalous information that I'll be sharing with you. This may be one of those really shocking exposes that I'm going to share with you. So I had to be very careful what I was going to say. And as I was about to launch, I got some more information. So that is why this video took time. First one is Saudi is planning to open up a Halal nightclub for residents for party and fun. So I just found this a little odd. I don't know whether this is one of those fake news or just the gimmicks, or it's MBS is his vision, because he has made these cinema halls where women can also watch movies, women can drive. So maybe this is one step further. However, the internet went a little crazy, and many people have their personal funny bits to share, which I thought I'd share with you. One was from Laco Feb name. Okay, bro, white Jeddah night is going to be like 90% awkward people in it, bro. What the fuck are you going to do in a halal nightclub anyway? Another one is Wala Al Gussain, who says, anyone interested to explain to me what is halal disco night? I'm almost confused. Then Noorah Sabah says, being civilized and modern doesn't need an opening of a nightclub with a halal bar. Just saying he he he, which I think is right. I wonder what are they going to serve there? Juice, and I'm not very big fan of alcohol and cigarettes. So what are they going to have? Juice and milk, milk and cookies. Okay, another one is S. She says, I can't believe they're opening a nightclub in Jeddah. I mean, it's next to Mecca. Oh wait, the bar is halal. Okay. Then you had some funny images. Lamia shares this funny video of this lady dancing, which I found funny. And another one shares this lady with a complete abaya doing a pole dance. Then you had some other people who are very happy. They just, shared some nice videos or JPEG, GIF images of people dancing. So what do you think? Do you think Saudi opening a halal nightclub, is it good? Is it bad? Is it, it's opening next to Mecca? Is it like, no, you should not open it next to Mecca? So let me know your thoughts. Next one is UAE is in global news. Al Jazeera loves to slam UAE. And Jazeera News, it seems that a businessman from UAE was paid by his country's intelligence, paid by UAE, to spy on the US government for information on its policies in the Middle East. So the person whose name is mentioned in Al Jazeera, Rashid Al Malik, received tens of thousands of dollars for acquiring intelligence on Trump administration policies in the region of 2017. The Intercept is, one of those whistleblowers where they keep sharing shocking information. The Pegasus software that was released by Israel, given to UAE, was by Intercept. UAE spying on US was done by Intercept, and Reuters. Reuters is the one taking the initiative for this. So, UAE spying on US or US spying on UAE. I personally speaking, I think everyone spies on everyone, so it's not a big deal here. UAE also seems to be making waves. I don't know why, but in the UK, the Sun newspaper, I don't know how credible they are, but they have rated UAE as one of the worst places for a holiday. As for, when you click on this link, which I'll be putting down below, it seems destinations like Dubai have been rated worst for value for money. So it seems the best is Spain, Greece, Bulgaria, and the worst, it seems, is UAE. And there is another link, which are Reporters Without Borders. So freedom of press. Out of 180 countries, UAE is rated at 133. So there's not much freedom to report anything. And I wouldn't blame them, because just like China or just like Saudi, they just want to preserve, the good, bad, ugly, and they only want to share the good. So this is what it seems. It gives a little bit of bad publicity, because what happens is then anyone from Europe, or anyone who has foreign exchange in dollars or Western currencies, they think, oh, if UAE is rated so bad, I might as well go to Ibiza, or Spain, or Bulgaria, or some other country. So it's not very good. And UAE is also in the news for being sued. Emirates Airlines is being sued by an Australian woman who claims that she was refused water. And because she was refused water and because she was sick, if you actually look at the link, she doesn't look very healthy. So it seems she had a bad ankle or bad condition or whatever, and she was dehydrated or something, and she wanted water, so she was made to wait for an hour, and then she got a little bit of water, and then they refused water for whatever reason, and because of this, she's suing Emirates Airlines. Well, all the best to her, because Emirates has the resources to ensure that they get the best of the best, and I'm pretty sure they'll pay a little money just to keep quiet, and she'll be happy, because where else will she get free money? Now, this one is a news which I think will impact the Middle East. This is Arabian business, where they're talking about Kuwait. Now, it seems I had to do a little bit of research for this one. It seems this Russian woman, Marsha Lazareva, okay? Marsha Lazareva, hope I got that name right. She is this Russian businesswoman who was jailed in Kuwait for 470 days. Now, the thing that makes this article kind of shocking, or what makes this businesswoman really stand out, is after she got jailed, the number of people who came forward to support her involved the following names. It seems Neil Bush, son of former American President H.W. Bush, Cher Blair, the former wife of British Prime Minister Tony Blair, Tatiana Yumasheva, the daughter of late Russian President Boris Yeltsin, Louis Freeh, the director of Federal Bureau of Investigation, Ed Royce, the former chairman of the House of Foreign Affairs Committee, James Nicholson, the former ambassador to the Vatican, Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General of the state of Florida, Lord Alex Carlisle, member of the Queen's Council in London, and Sergei Lavrov, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because what Bush's son says is a statement which rings in everyone's head, but people are afraid to talk about. And this is what I've been saying on my YouTube channel all the while. See, what he says beautifully, Jeff Bush, he says, for Marsha, that Russian lady, to be thrown in jail sends a signal to the rest of the world that maybe I should think twice before coming to Kuwait. Maybe I should think twice before investing in Kuwait. Maybe I should think twice before working with Kuwait or in their investors. If what's going to happen is the funds will be suddenly frozen, or I'll be thrown in jail, and I don't know what exactly is happening. So you just have to replace the word Kuwait with any Gulf country, whether UAE, Saudi, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman. See, the problem with these Middle East countries is they have their own set of laws. They have their own set of like Sharia law or specific laws, and you just don't know which law are they using. Are they using international law? Are they using local law? Are they using Sharia law? And whichever law they use, you're just a slave for that. And there are many times where they just don't use a law at all. They just jail you. And I'll come to that because there's a special report that I want to share with you. So this statement itself clearly indicates why investors who have hard-earned money, they don't want to come to the Middle East. They just don't want to come because you don't know whether tomorrow they'll just change the law and say, this money is put in our land, fuck off. You don't know what to do. So this is a news which I thought was really worth sharing. Next one is, this one has been shared left, right and center to the point where it's, I just know it is fake news, and I'll also share with you how I know this is fake news. Now, Saudi says, drone attack. Okay, Reuters is sharing a drone attack in Saudi Arabia's airport. Yemen's Iran's aligned Houthi movement has launched multiple drone attacks on targeting Jizan airport in Saudi near the border of Yemen. Okay, these attacks, there have been a lot of videos. I saw some of the videos of a guy just walking out, coming into the airport, and suddenly there's this violent explosion. So I'll tell you why I have doubts whether this news is real or fake. I'll come to that. Now, the big problem here, thing that you really need to think about is, if this is true, if Saudi is being attacked by Yemen, let's assume this is true. Let's go true and false. If Saudi is being attacked, then the question is, what prevents Yemen from attacking UAE? And if in case they do attack UAE, I'll tell you this much. You can say bye-bye to Expo 2020. You can say bye-bye to the investment. You can say bye-bye to even the expats wanting to come to UAE, because here's a very simple thing. Let's assume that you want to migrate to another country and start your life. Would you go to a country which is on the brink of a war? Would you go to a country where you know that there can be a bomb anytime? During the Gulf War, people were afraid of chemical weapons. My parents left. My stepfather, he left a very stable job. My mother left her lucrative business of teaching Arab locals who she had big connections. They left to Bombay, and we thought we are permanently moving to India, because during the Gulf War we thought chemical weapons were there. The war, the Gulf War that was there with Iraq invading Kuwait. They thought they're going to explode a nuclear bomb or a chemical bomb, and people are going to die. So many expats left. So in the same way, my question to you is, would you travel to a country where a bomb is exploding in the airport, or people are dying, or there can be chemical warfare? So I would tell you that if in case this is true, it is spelling disaster for UAE. It is really going to affect the Middle East, because that shows that this place, the Middle East, is not a safe region. So people would rather go to Singapore. People would rather go to Malaysia, Canada, or some other country where it's safe. Because remember this, no matter how much money, you and I, normal people, are looking for safety of our family. And rich people are looking for a country where there's no war, no drama. I put my funds, it is safe, I can get it back, whether legal or illegal. So you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is this good news or bad news for Expo 2020, especially in the UAE and for the Middle East? Then this other news which I found, which really made me think, is in Saudi, it seems by MiddleEastMonitor.com, it seems Saudi people, forget the expats, it seems the citizens themselves are afraid to invest in Saudi, because you had MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. He just rounded up all the billionaires, put them in Ritz-Carlton Hotel, jailed them, and who knows what they did, how they tortured them, or they tortured or didn't torture. So it seems even Saudi people are afraid to invest in Saudi, because you do not know when you'll be in the good or bad books. So they are investing through loopholes. By keeping a very low profile, they're investing in other countries. That is why right now the Visa Gold Card, or whatever card that UAE is offering, is attracting all Arab nationals. So they're taking their money, which they are afraid to invest in their own country, or they have illegal money, or they have money that is not declared, or black money, whatever, and they're investing. So no questions are asked. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Saudi people are, not afraid? Would you invest in a country where the ruler or just can, take all your funds, or the government can just take everything, or they'll just tax you for no reason? So, give me your thoughts. Saudi, once again, where they're trying to get good publicity, this is also proving to be bad publicity. DailyMail.co.uk says Saudi Arabia is tracking down it's women who are trying to run away from the country using the IMEI numbers. Cell phone numbers. Every mobile phone has a IMEI number. It seems two women told how Saudi security services demanded to see their phone to check the IMEI number. The women who fled the country said these officers demanded to see their phone packaging technology, and at least 4 women who fled Saudi Arabia got caught this way. A woman who fled to Georgia, Saudi woman, told that agents tracked her down using her IMEI number. Now, obviously, the big question is, Lloyd, what is IMEI? Did a bit of little research. IMEI is International Mobile Equipment Identity. So it's a set of 15 digits used on GSM phones to identify them. So this is a set of 15 digits that GSM phone has. Because SIM cards can be changed. You can just swap the SIM card associated with the user. I can put my wife's, I can buy a new one. I can ask a guy, I just pay him a little money, he'll buy a SIM card. So that is not reliable. So what they do is the phone itself has this number because, obviously you're not going to change your phone every single time unless you have a lot of money. So this hardware has the IMEI number. Now, IMEI have one principal purpose. It is to identify the mobile device. So if it's registered in your name, obviously, it'll have this number. And the secondary purpose is, to prevent theft so that the carrier knows if someone steals your mobile phone, okay, you can locate the person. It can blacklist the IMEI code or lock out the network. So that is what Apple normally does. If someone takes my phone, they can't use it without my face lock or the password or this number. The IMEI number can be traced by dialing star #06# and number, but it seems that tracking can be done only by the mobile network operator. And if anybody else has to do that, they have to take a specific court order. But Saudi, it seems, is tracking down its women left, right, and center through this IMEI, and an activist has claimed that. So, not very good news for Saudi. It's giving them a bad image. In fact, this one, which I found was kind of surprising, dailysabah.com, it seems that MBS's sister, her name is Princess Hassa bin Salman. She's the sister of this guy. She's in Paris. She has had this incident that happened in September 2016, where maybe a French guy came to do some work in a house, and he took out his smartphone or whatever just to take a photograph of the work he was supposed to do, or maybe he completed the work. And because he took a photograph of the room, she saw this, and then she ordered her bodyguard to beat the shit out of him. So it seems that as the bodyguard was beating him, she said, "Kill him, the dog, he doesn't deserve to live." This is what the magazine Le Point reported. That's French, Le Point. Okay. The workman says he was punched in the face, his hands were tied, he was forced to kiss the prince's feet. Wonder why. Kinky, lucky guy, got to kiss the prince's feet. And it seems that for an hour or longer than that, he had to endure all this. His tools were taken away and before he was allowed to leave. It seems that his injuries were so bad that he was off work for 8 days. And the bodyguard was charged in October 1st, 2016. So it's 3 years. Okay. With armed violence, theft, issuing death threats, and holding someone against their will. So obviously, the princess being, big lady and powerful, and you can't expect her to be in jail. So she was absent from the trial, but an international arrest warrant has been issued. I don't think anything is going to happen from this. But anyway, just to let you know, people who are powerful, keep away from them. Don't take photographs. Okay. Now this one is also, I'm very sure you're aware of this. This, oil tanker that exploded and caught fire. Now see the fun. Okay. I'll tell you, and I'll come to why I'll tell you this I feel is slightly fake. Now, you have this oil tanker, which Business Insider also shows is on fire. Okay. And you can see the video. Okay. There's a lot of fire and all that. So it shows what they say is US blames Iran for oil tanker attacks on Gulf of Oman. the UK is urgently seeking to establish facts. Now, here's my question to you. Okay, my question is very simple. Let's assume that you're Iran. Okay, simple. And US keeps saying that you are bombing all the ships. So do you think Iran is actually going to continue bombing ships and say, no, we are not doing it? I mean, they're just sitting quiet. Personally speaking, I look at this very explicitly as fake news. This is fucking fake news. However, it's so fucking childish that, now, only now, before nothing was happening, only now, oh, there's a bomb, Iran did it. Oh, there's another bomb, Iran did it. Why is it like maybe Saudi did it, maybe somebody else did, maybe US themselves did it, and they're faking it? How do you know who has done it? You can see, in today's day and age, you can fake a video. You can fake a photograph. You can fake witnesses. How the fuck do you know? Yes, we are seeing something catch fire. Unless someone admits, I don't see any way. It's impossible to prove. Okay? And there will always be conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists who will keep saying, no, we didn't do. If you ask me, I would say Iran is not doing this. That's absolutely Iran is not doing this. Saudi wants Iran to get pressure from US. US has this bloody agenda with Trump wanting the next elections. Obviously, they'll create a new problem, new fear. So people will not focus on the economy. People will not focus on unemployment. People will not focus on other issues. They'll focus on, oh, we have weapons of mass destruction. Oh, we have the bad guys. The Islamic guys are bad. The Arab guys are bad. We Americans, we are very good. We have a clean slate. We are the heroes in the movie of Hollywood, and always the Arab Muslims are bad guys. The Christian heroes are the good guys. So this is all fucking bullshit if you ask me. So I wouldn't fall for all this. Okay. Anyway, you let me know your thoughts. And I'll also, like I said, there is an article which I want you to see, which I'll be speaking. Coming to UAE news. Okay. Now this is more of UAE news. You have HoteliersMiddleEast.com, which reports that you have an increase in the number of tourists and occupancy rates from 10.96 million. It has jumped to 11.52 million. In April 2018, it was 10 million. April 2019, it's 11 million. Okay, 11.5 million. However, the thing that really stood out from this article is the revenue per room. Okay, that means when you rent out a room, you get, let's say, $100. But now, instead of getting $100, they are getting even less. The average daily rate, it seems, has dropped down from before. So that is not good. So that means you're having more people, you're giving them more services, you're giving them more raw materials, more everything, but then you're getting less revenue. So instead of, let's say, for example, selling one product give you 100, now you're selling two products to give you 100. So is that good? Not good. I see it as a drop in the value of the brand and a drop of purchasing power. Okay, which is not good for the market. Doesn't seem very good. So big numbers, no use. This is also another article about UAE. It comes from Wall Street Journal, which says Abraaj collapse in UAE, which has affected millions. Okay, Abraaj collapse. The UAE company. The thing is now Abraaj is in jail or is having legal case against him. But the people who worked for him, their salaries, end of service benefits, suppliers, all these people are suffering. And there's nothing anyone can do to pay the money back. So that is what I always tell you people. It's like you have these giants where, okay, you work for the company or this company closed down. They will get their money end of the day. It's you who is going to suffer. It's a middle class who is going to suffer. And that really impacts people. Next one is UAE ex-Emirati chairman has been jailed. and an expat CEO, they have been fined 300 million euros. An Arab guy sent me this link from Khalistan saying, "Law, you're saying Emiratis do not get jailed. Here's proof that a very powerful Emirati got jailed." My answer to you is very simple. Emirati normally doesn't get any problems, but if he fucks around with the government, if an Emirati fucks with the Emirati, then he's in problem. If an Emirati fucks the ruler, you are completely fucked. So you don't fuck around with the government, you don't fuck around with the ruler, you don't fuck around with powerful people. So if an Emirati fucks around with any of these, either Emirati, powerful person, the government or the ruler, then you're absolutely fucked. It doesn't matter who you are. So my answer to this is very simple. I hope it makes sense. So they were ordered to pay jointly 300 million euros, and they've given, Emirati was given 15 years jail sentence, expat CEO was given 10-year jail sentence. Both were asked, pay total 300 million euros, and if you read the article, both of them made more than 300 million euros. Why the fuck do you want to fuck around with the government? Don't fuck around with the government, don't make enemies. Next one, UAE seems to be getting a little bit of bad publicity. Forbes put it, see, even though Arabian business put it in a very diplomatic headline, Dubai's developer, Moldovan citizenship offer sparks criticism. It's very diplomatic. Forbes put it in a very, I would say, damaging headline. They said, buy this house and get a European passport thrown in for free. So this headline by Forbes, get a European passport for free, obviously would bring the watchdogs of Europe, the security. They ring alarm bells. What the fuck are you talking? European passport for free? How dare you say European passport for free? Because they value their passports. You can't fucking just say, I have cash, give me a fucking passport. That makes a country lose its respect. And you're talking here of the European Union. So this company, Clendianist, they say, as per the article from Arabian Business, anyone who invests 5 million dirhams, 5 million, it's $1.5 million or something like that. If you invest 5 million dirhams into the heart of Europe, which is the world islands, which is anyway a flop, which is anyway dying. So you invest 5 million of your legal or illegal or black money. We will not care where money came from. We will not ask you. Invest it in Dubai. You will be eligible for a Moldovan citizenship. Now, why is it such a bad thing? Okay, we have not heard of Moldova. Okay, the reason is because Moldova or Moldovan citizenship, it is part of the European Union. So if you get a Moldovan citizenship, then you get access to all the European countries. Okay, so for 5 million or $1.36 million, you get this Moldovan citizenship. But what the developers saying, we will consider. See, this is where they play around with words, and this is why I tell people when they ask me, should I invest in UAE or the Middle East country? The problem is they play around with words. So unless you get a very strong lawyer who makes sure that they read each and every word and sentence, and even insurance companies, they can play around with words. They can say, no, the fire, if it is caused by natural disasters, this was not caused by natural. You can play around with words. That's why you need lawyers. So here the developers saying, no, we will consider you, or we will guide you, or we'll take you through the process. We didn't guarantee you this. However, Naomi Hertz, a researcher at the Anti-Corruption Global Witness, was quoted speaking in Daily Mail. She said, what you're doing is looking forward for super rich buying citizenship with access to Europe. Beyond the obvious ethical concerns, this poses a security risk threat for both Moldova and the Shenzhen area or European Union. What I look at it as, I think this is just attention-grabbing gimmick. I think it's nonsense, because if someone is fucking rich, they can get a passport anyway. Why the fuck do you have to invest in UAE? to get a fucking passport. You just fucking invest in that country directly. So with, let's say 1.36 million, you buy property in Canada, you buy property in Europe, any country in Europe, in the European Union. You don't have to fucking do it. Oh, I'll do it in UAE and then I'll get Europe. I feel this is all fucking shit. And this is just headlines. I don't think anyone's going to fucking be bothered. And I don't think it's going to improve sales. This is going to die out. However, this company, that is the clandestine, is going to have enough and more legal issues and hassles. And I'm pretty sure the Dubai government will just jump in and say, listen, we don't want fucking drama, stop your fucking shit. Just like, remember the floating houses, which was such a big thing. You're going to have half the house underwater and became a big scandal. So now nobody knows what the fuck happened, because I personally witnessed the launch and, I saw all the drama, and now nobody talks about it. And one of the reasons why you shouldn't invest in UAE, one of the big reasons, or the Middle East, the next headline from Gulf News: Motor City residents, are left in the sweltering heat. You're talking about the heat of summer, which goes up to 50 fucking degrees Celsius. That's 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit. You can literally fry an egg on the fucking road. I'm not exaggerating. Go to a car, any car that is parked outside in the heat, just break an egg on the tarmac or on the car. You'll see what happens to the egg. In some cases, they actually fry, it's that fucking hot. I challenge you, just put your hand on, or put your skin on a car. It'll fucking burn, So that much fucking heat, the residents of Motor City, they received an email from the service provider MCool. So you are a resident of a place called Motor City. You have an apartment. You get an email from MCool saying, I'm sorry, but we are going to disconnect your AC services. And you'll be scratching your head. Why the fuck are you going to disconnect my services? I paid all the money. I paid electricity. I paid water. I paid everything. Why are you fucking disconnecting? Why they're disconnecting is because the owner of Motor City, the landlord, Union Properties, they have some problem with MCool. They have a problem between themselves. So MCool said, you maybe have to pay me money. You didn't pay me money. Fuck you. I'm going to, just cut off the AC. Union Property says, no, you can't fucking do that. MCool says, oh, fuck you. We'll see what you'll do. And they cut it. And because of this, the people who are suffering is not Union Properties. It's not the landlord. It is the homeowners. One of the homeowners said that, we have paid our annual maintenance fees. We have paid water, electricity. We have paid everything. Why should we be made to suffer? A very good question. That is why I tell people, when you want to buy a property, or when you want to buy land, or you want to buy an apartment, you're going to put 10 million, 3 million, or whatever million dirhams or dollars. This is the problem that can happen. You will get fucked. You'll get fucked because the landlord has not honored his part of the bargain. At the end of the day, you're the one who's going to get fucked, because maybe they have some contractual dispute. Another one said, as a homeowner, I pay 18,000 to 20,000 a year just for maintenance. Imagine you're paying $5,000 to $6,000 just for maintenance, and then even after paying all that, even after paying in advance or paying on time, we are made to suffer. This is unacceptable. So, this is what happens. So you let me know. You tell me, am I right or wrong? You pay money. What can you do? Are you going to sue the landlord? Are you going to Union Properties? If you say, he will tell you that, oh, we can't do anything. Go to MCool. MCool says, go to Union Properties. Where do you go? Arab News reports 15th May, this is slightly old, that DAMAC, its profit drops 94% ever since going public. DAMAC is nearly destroyed. It's finished. If you have a DAMAC property, sell it off. And if you're living in a DAMAC property, well, I would just tell you be careful, because it's going to be worth nothing very soon. Still in UAE, UAE Banks lately have been merging like left, right, and center. And UAE Banks people are withdrawing money, because now the market is in a state of panic, because of which the central bank has injected $2 billion. $2 2 billion, because now the CBUAE, that is the Central Bank of UAE, has found out, people are no longer trusting the banks. People are no longer keeping money in the bank, and this is affecting UAE's cash flow. So central bank is intervening. So be careful. Like I told you, if you have money in a local bank, I would rather put it in an international bank, a global bank like Citibank or somewhere or invest it in your own country. I wouldn't trust a UAE-based bank. Next one is the Dubai Islamic Bank acquires Noor Bank. I spoke to my friend who works in Dubai Islamic Bank, very senior position. He said talks about this were going on for months and months, and they had actually done it, but they made it official only now. So the reason why is because a lot of people, because of the merger, ended up merging departments. Many of them at the higher positions, they have lost their job. Some other people are given promotions, but not with very big salaries. But this is affecting a lot of expatriates, especially expatriates. Still in UAE news, it seems, good career is actually begging. Forget being a manager, forget beggars, it seems, are making more money. May 6th, this article, beggar made 100,000 dirhams per month. He's arrested. Begging is much more beneficial. 100,000 dirhams per month, that's close to $33,000. $33,000 per month. An online beggar made 184,000 dirhams in 17 days. Online begging. Modern. I know this because I've got a couple of people sending me emails, beg me, oh, I don't have money, send me some money, I'll share with you towards the end. One guy or girl actually asked me for 20 million. I'm not exaggerating. It's not even funny. I'll share with you later. And it seems one beggar, he or she knocked on a UAE cop's door, begging money. Turned out to be a policeman. So bad luck for you. Then, if you thought you heard it all, Sheikh Mohammed wants to create some excitement. So you had the happiness minister, which I could never understand. What nonsense is that? Now you have, what is this? New law to improve people's lives. So this is a new law. It's a well-being, from happiness minister or happiness initiative. You have well-being initiative. I wonder what other initiatives like. Will they come out with hope initiative, gay initiative, inner happiness initiative? I don't know. What are the initiatives? So this initiative, it seems, focuses on 3 main levels: individual, society, and country, with 14 components, with 90 supporting initiatives, sub-initiatives. I just look at this as all fucking nonsense, all fucking rubbish, just to... It's like you're fucking jobless. It's like what this initiative includes is promoting healthy and active lifestyle, good mental health, positive thinking. What all fucking... People just want fucking money. Hello, excuse me, government. If you want my advice, money. You have to pay $20 fucking billion to other people. Pay that. You're charging people vata, that is VAT. And then you want this well-being and other. Fuck all this well-being. Cancel the fucking VAT. Pay loans. Give people proper salaries. Stop this corporate racism. People will be fucking happy. I don't know what this nonsense is. Okay, if you're talking improvement in government services, making it faster, I can understand. Cancellation of extra charges, I can understand. But where it matters, you don't focus. Well-being, lifestyle, positive thinking. How do you fucking measure positive thinking? What? You make people meditate? Okay. DIFC, it seems, another initiative by the government. They will give paternity leave. So, someone is pregnant, your wife is pregnant, they'll give you a leave. I was under the assumption, like how they, these local shokals, their wives get 9 months leave or 1 year paid leave per baby. They would give the same to expatriates. I was like, wow, UAE has changed so much. Where they give 12 months, 365 days to local, ladies for free paid leave, 1 year per baby. Maybe they'll give 6 months, 9 months. When I read the article, 5 days. So you're pregnant 5 days. The fuck is 5 days, man? Who the fuck cares about 5 days? Anyway, next one. Dubai school. Dubai school, it seems Dubai school, this Oxford, you have Mr. Abdul Lahir, as per this article, who is the investor, the man who put his own money, the expat, put his own money, who ran the school for years and years, 30 years. He ran the school, made it profitable, took care of the management, the staff, the children. He did all the work. So he's the man who put in the money. But as per UAE law, you should have a partner, local chokal. He will not do anything. You just need to have a partner. So you have all the money, but you need to have a partner for no reason, because you want to do business in the country. And then on top of that, you have to give him 51% rights. That means if I put 1 million, 51% of what I put belongs to him by default. You don't have to believe me. You might think I'm bullshitting. This is UAE law. So he put him as the main sponsor. Can't do anything. After he put him as the main sponsor, after 30 years, maybe some, you call it in India, Kida. Kida went in that guy's bum. So he was like, hey, he's itching. So because it's itching, this guy's making a lot of money. I'm local chokal, I don't have so much money. Expat is making money. How can I fuck him? So how did he fuck him? He changed the school status, as per this article, from sole establishment, without informing the guy, because obviously he's local chokal, he's the main signatory. Local can sign or whatever, with Vasa. So he changed from sole establishment to limited liability company. Why did he do that? He did that not for the benefit of the school or the management. He did that so he can charge him more money for sponsorship fee. He can have more power. So initially, maybe the expat thought, okay, he's a little greedy. I made some money. Let me give him. He gave him around 3 million. It seems, just to keep quiet. But then the guy said, 3 million. Oh, I want more. I'm local. I want more. So when he wanted more, to the point where he started harassing this guy, even it seems his son is another, the local, the first generation, they were camels. They were riding camels. They were in the desert. Second generation got Cadillac for free because the father has money. Third generation got maybe. So the second generation here, he was like, I'm local. I'm superior. So what he did is he went into the school with his bodyguards, harassed all the staff, said nobody's going to enter, emotional trauma for everyone. And now they have this major crisis, legal battle. So that is one of the reasons why people don't want to open a business in UAE or Middle East. Because anytime local chokal, anyone, any big guy can come and fuck up your life, fuck up your happiness. No questions asked. So that's another problem. This is a sad news. The next one, still talking about schools. Really sad news. I'll tell you, I read it and I just didn't know what to say. The reason I didn't know what to say is because I have a small baby. It seems a 6-year-old died after being forgotten in the bus for 9 hours. The poor child must have, in the heat, I can't even imagine the heat, how that child must have taken. Just a 6-year-old died because of being locked in that bus, must have cried and must have, just don't know who to blame. The driver, the conductor, management. But more than that, I'm thinking about the parents, how they must be handling it, how the mother must be handling it, because I have a baby. If something would happen to the baby, I would be devastated. So this is another problem in the Middle East. They don't have any fucking rights. They don't fucking care. Especially these schools, they have this cheap staff. When you bring unqualified staff and you have people who are paid peanuts, they don't fucking do their job properly. So you don't have professionals. Anyway, I don't know what to say other than I just don't know how that family is enduring this. Next one is 5 Indian job seekers. They get duped by illegal recruiters. Even though this has been mentioned in Khaleej Times, there are plenty of other people who send me messages who are going through being cheated in UAE or the Middle East. I tell them just approach your embassy, approach your consular, and like for India, you have the Indian consular. Whoever is your representative, approach them, use Twitter, use social media, and seek help. So it's really sad that these people sell all their money, everything, come to the Middle East hoping that they're going to make a lot of money. But this is what happens. UAE is still in the news. I got this Twitter screenshot. It seems this guy Mansoor Khan, who has cheated thousands of Muslims in Bangalore or Bengaluru, okay, collecting more than 1,000 crore, which is I think close to a million, millions of millions. So he flew to Dubai from Bengaluru International Airport on Emirates flight seat 1A on 8th June. So they are very specific about this. And he's safely in UAE. So, most of these rich people who have, illegal funds, you go to the Middle East, somebody's going to question you. Proof of this is in also the next article by the National, which says that Dubai resident fights Denmark over 1.5 billion pounds, British pounds. So that's 4.75 billion dirhams. So Sanjay Shah, Indian name, but I'm pretty sure he has a British passport. So it seems that he's accused of making bogus claims, and he has to pay the Danish tax office 1.5 billion pounds or 4.7 billion dirhams. However, he is staying in UAE, and because he's in UAE, nobody can touch him. So personally, if you ask me, I see if UAE starts extraditing or sending back people or deporting people who have illegal money or black money or unaccounted money, who will invest in UAE? Then people say, fuck UAE, I'm not going to go to UAE, I won't go to the Middle East, I'll go to some other Cayman Islands or something where no questions are asked. So UAE, I doubt, is going to deport him back. They're not going to do anything. Another article that is from UAE, a man jailed for molesting an 11-year-old girl. Like I always say, if you have children in UAE, please be very careful because there are a lot of frustrated men. Because Dubai is, yes, a Muslim country, Islamic country, they try to follow Islamic laws, but the nightlife is there, prostitutes are there. But the problem is, most of the men who want to go for all these sexual massages or sex, they are very frustrated because they're working and it's hot and, you want some fun. So when they don't get this and they especially don't earn enough money, well, they become mad. And when they become mad, anything with a hole or any small child, they will just, attack them. And I know this because I was molested as a small child. When I go to the barber shop, this particular barber, he would touch my genitals, all that. If I go to a shop, he would touch me in different corner me in one place. And so I've gone through all this. So I would just tell you that if you have a child, please 24/7 focus on your child. It's a never-ending job. I've told my wife she needs to look after the baby no matter what happens. Next one is UAE will offer 5G. Abu Dhabi's Etisalat will be the first mobile operator in the Middle East and North Africa to provide 5G. Huawei, they have this merger with them. I would just say that if 5G comes, which it will come, and the reason why UAE is doing this is because then all your information on your smartphone device, all your information that you have online, they will manage to track you down 24/7. So that's one of the reasons why they're running for 5G. It's going to be a two-way benefit. On one way, you can download everything for free, everything fast, everything like a movie which used to take like 45 minutes or those days. Dial-up used to take like 5 days or 10 days or 1 week. Today's on 4G, you can download a movie in 1 hour. With 5G, you can download in maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds. However, when information is being downloaded, it's also being uploaded. So they'll be able to scan people left, right, and center. And that's one of the reasons why UAE will go for 5G. Next one is You had this scandal which happened in GEMS, Wellington School, whereby the paranoia of war, the paranoia of chemical weapons and all that is evident, because it seems this lady bought a detergent and then, she bought it with a mask or something. So they thought this was a chemical attack and they called the police and made it a big scandal, and parents were afraid and many parents were crying. They cornered off the school and CID came and children are not allowed to go out and people are not allowed to go in. So it shows that UAE is on terror alert. You remember I was telling you about fake writers, that most of the news that you read can be fake, especially Saudi and Iran and all that. I want you to watch this video. Okay, it's titled "Fake Writers and State Fund Trolling." This is by Al Jazeera. Now, before you even judge Al Jazeera and say that yes, Qatar hates UAE, that's why they have this. Watch this video. They talk about this guy. His name is Heshmat Alawi. Heshmat Alawi had 32,000 followers, and he was always speaking anti-Iran. Whatever he put, Heshmat Alawi, who is supposed to be an Iranian human rights political activist, writer, commentator for Iran and Middle East. Okay, so this Iranian guy used to write these articles, and Forbes, imagine Forbes, such a powerful news outlet, they picked up his article. The Federalist picked up his article. Al Arabia picked up his article. All the top news sites, they picked up his article. In fact, it seems as per this, they picked up more than 61 of his articles. 61, okay? However, Reuters, The Intercept, they wanted to find out who's this guy. And they found out that this Irani activist is actually not a real person. He's a fake person. He's a fake identity created by a team of anti-Iranian groups funded by the US to speak against Iran and put fake news. So whatever he was putting, whatever articles, whatever photographs, whatever videos that he was sharing was actually fake. And this was funded by US. And you had that even this guy with the big mustache, his, I don't know, strategy or whatever his name is, he attended this MEK, which is this anti-Iranian group rally. He attended them, attended one of their conferences, and he is supporting them. So what I'm trying to tell you all the while is, whatever news that you see online, it may actually be fake. Okay? Don't believe whatever you see online. Like this, US keeps saying that Iran bombed this tanker. Saudi is claiming that, oh, we have videos of Iran bombing this thing. All this media is being created to make you believe bullshit, make you believe fear. And mindless people react. And today on social media, especially Twitter, especially YouTube, especially Facebook, you can get tons of fake news. So please, whenever you have any news that is coming, verify from Reuters, verify from different news articles. Maybe BBC, CNN, whatever they show you, go to other articles. Go to, for example, they speak about anti-Chinese. Go to a Chinese website. Check with the Chinese English Daily. China will say, no, this never happened. US will say, yes, this happened. Do your bit of research and then jump to conclusions. Never ever jump to conclusions without actually doing your homework, because you need to, in today's day and age, there's so much of fake news, there's so many fraudsters, scammers, that if you believe everything you see, then I would say that you're headed for trouble. So let's move in to the big news that I had to share with you. I got a series of letters from the ex-employees of Gulf News, National and Khaleej Times. Now, there's a certain degree of truth what they are sharing. So what I'll do is I'll read out the letter to you. You listen to what they have to say. I'll also put my comments in between. And like I always tell you, share with me your comments, share with me your thoughts. I'm not going to censor anything. But keep in mind, this is not my view, just my view. This is not my letter. This is a letter from an employee of the newspaper. And I verified this information from the people who are actually working for the newspapers. So let's go through it and let's hear them out. The letter says, "Hi Loy, I came across your videos by accident while researching the UAE economy. Many of the stuff that you have covered are not reported in the newspaper. I too used to work in a very senior position in the editorial department. As I know for a fact that the real news is not reported in the newspapers. All the newspapers are bleeding money and are on their last leg. This is primarily because print media is no longer effective. People find out, people have realized that if you advertise in the newspaper, many people will just see it, but it may not be the target audience. Today, when you advertise on Facebook, you can choose your demographic, you can choose the age, you can choose the gender, you can choose the time when you want it to advertise. And advertising online is as cheap as choosing a budget of $1, which is not available in newspapers. In newspapers follow an outdated tradition whereby, once upon a time they could charge hundreds of thousands of dollars of dirhams. Today, even getting anybody to advertise in papers is impossibly hard. I'll share more as we go through it. Please go through the attached file. He sent me an attached file to get the insight about the media in UAE. You'll be shocked. Thanks and keep up the good work. Cheers. Please keep my name confidential and thank you for respecting my confidentiality." Okay, so I have censored his name. I've censored all the bits. This is the attachment that he sent me. Okay. "Hi Loy, I'll give you an insight about what is happening in the UAE media and newspaper industry. Gulf News has sacked most of its staff. From a strength of nearly 2,000 a few years ago, this is during the boom period, okay, especially when the property market was booming, when, they were selling anything that was like 10,000 dirhams, they were selling it for nearly 80,000, 100,000 dirhams. We're talking of that time, the property boom. Banks were giving loans just like they were distributing cookies, and credit cards were just floating in the market. You could get 11 credit cards. That was the time. In fact, that was the time when the classifieds of Gulf News was bigger than the main paper. In fact, they had, I think, 4 classifieds or 3 classifieds, all of 30 pages each. So thick. This was a booklet. You're talking about every single day. Such a big amount of the thickness of classifieds, and the newspaper was hardly thin, and there was nothing but ads and ads and ads and ads. Okay, so Gulf News has stacked most of its staff from a strength of nearly 2,000 a few years ago. Now it's less than 400. These include newsboys, newspaper boys. UAE banned them. Before they used to give newspapers if you'd stop near a signal, but they banned this practice. Printers, accountants, IT, editorial reporters, and so on. Every 3 months, around 30 to 40 people are made redundant. Most of the good editorial staff are sacked, especially those whose salary were more than 15,000 dirhams. The news that appears in the newspaper are doctored. We could not write anything about the economy of the UAE and Yemen conflict, which is obvious. Okay, there is a self-censorship and every editor knows where the line is drawn. Gulf News is incurring a huge loss. This I verified with more than 7 to 8 different people working in Gulf News in various departments. And for the past years, the drop in advertisement revenues. The newspaper is now just 28 pages. Sports page is reduced to 3 pages. Business section 4 to 5 pages, and there's hardly any news in it. The classifieds, which used to be the mainstay of revenue generation, is hardly 8 to 10 pages now. Remember, I told you it was 30 pages, 3 booklets. Okay, so most of the top marketing managers, mostly Indians and editors who built the newspaper, are now out of Gulf News, which I know for a fact. Gulf News fucked up big time by hiring whites to head all the departments, which is very common in the Middle East and the UAE. When they see any white Gora, as they call it, from the West, they think they're more educated, which is a fucking joke. Okay, these guys don't know anything. They're not even good in their written English, and their editing skills are horrendous. They were hired at more than twice the salaries of Indian editorial staff, which that is where you get fucked. Okay. Secondly, they promoted the stateless Bahraini with Canadian citizenship to head the editorial department. I do not know who this person is. The guy promoted only female Arabs and Muslims in the editorial department, which is very common in most companies. Okay, he fucked up big time with his pro-Pakistani editorial policy, which is also very common with Pakistanis, and even went to Pakistan and wrote the front page article on Kashmir, which he parroted the Pakistani propaganda. This did not go well with the Indian readers and advertisers of Gulf News. They slowly started withdrawing their advertisements to Gulf News. This Bedu also bought Pakistani officials to the editorial department to show them around. There's a lot of discrimination in Gulf News. This I also heard from many sources. The salary slab for a particular grade is not uniform at all. For example, if in grade E, now this is inside information, I don't know this. If in grade E, a salary for an Arab would be 25,000, white European would be 23,000, Indian would be 15,000, which I told you, corporate racism exists very strongly in the Middle East, okay, especially UAE. Besides, most of the top positions are always given to whites or Arabs or whites, which is, they think they're smart. That is why they get fucked, and that is why government is going to shut down. A few Indians who are in the top positions is due because of the bootlicking to Arab bosses, which is understood. Those who don't lick up to the Arab bosses are sidelined or sacked. Gulf News' sister publication Express is closed, and its editor, Mazhar Faruqi, a brilliant journalist, is now absorbed in Gulf News. So most of the designers in the editorial department are sacked. Mind you, they are world class. Now Gulf News editorial department looks like a cemetery. A few Indian staff bring out the entire edition. Indians are known to work like donkeys. Those who are remaining are looking out for opening elsewhere, but while those with big, huge loans are bidding their time, sucking up to their bosses. For nearly a year now, the salaries of Gulf News staff is being paid by bank overdrafts, which I found very, very shocking. There are three partners in Gulf News, that is Obaid Al-Tayr, Rastamani, and Jumal Majid. Rastamani and Jumal Majid are no more interested in running a loss-making newspaper. Only Tayr is pumping in money to keep the newspaper running. Recently, there were German consultants who were hired to turn the newspaper around, but it seems they say there is no future for Gulf News as a print media as such as it is. Most probably, it'll either go online or wind up its operations, which is a very strong possibility. Khalij Times. Now, this is from a person who's working in Khalij Times, and this is what he has sent me. Hi, Loy. The fate of Khalij Times is similar to what you told me about Gulf News. Recently, they too have stacked 120 staff. They are in a financial mess. National newspaper, I spoke to another guy. This person over there said a national newspaper has sacked some of its high-paying staff after a new management took over its newspaper. They have hardly any sales. Most of their staff are Arabs and whites because they believe they could do a better job, believe me or not. I would give all these papers a year or two before they kick in the bucket. Gulf News, one of them said, Loy, right now we are on life support. After 2020, I doubt any print newspapers will be seen in the UAE. There's no readership, no advertisement revenues. As such, print media in UAE will die a slow and painful death. Paid subscription have declined severely. Sales staff are finding it impossible to get new clients. Any staff that is left in marketing, circulation, editorial now are slowly resigning. If you want, verify with your contacts in the newspaper. The main office in Al Safa off Sheikh Zayed Road, the main office that is of Gulf News, the big beautiful building. He's saying it resembles a ghost building. You don't have to believe me. Just go there by yourself. See how many people come in and go. It's an empty workstation with skeletal staff. As I was speaking to some of the people, my contacts in Gulf News, College Times, and National, they gave me this information. It seems more employees have been sacked from the editorial department. This is Gulf News. 20 more have been sacked 2 days ago. They include photographers, reporters, copy editors, support staff, including the web edition. Now on the editorial universal copy desk, only 8 staff out of 48 are remaining. And these 8 staff bring the entire print edition of the 24 pages. You can check the quality of editing and writing now printed in Gulf News. There are so many errors There are so many factual mistakes. In fact, it's laughable. Khalid Shams is no better. They too are on a sacking spree, and national newspaper is struggling. You're doing a very good job in exposing the underbelly of Dubai. More power to you. As I get more information, you'll be informed. So this was the big news number one, which I wanted to share with you. So let me know, as usual, you are the people who watch the video. Give me your thoughts, give me your comments. Do you think what I'm saying is true? Do you think what I'm saying is false? Do you see the reality? Would you, as a business or an individual, advertise in Gulf News, or would you rather advertise on Facebook, on Google, which gives you, hour by hour analytics? Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Gulf News is still strong? The Gulf News, Khalid Shams, the national newspaper. Do you think that they give you all the news? Or would you trust someone like Al Jazeera? Or would you trust someone like CNN, BBC? Give me your thoughts. I'm leaving it open to you. So this was the first part of the news that I wanted to share. Moving on to the second really big expose that I have for you. This is taken from a link that was shared to me. The link name is therealgeordiarmani.com. Okay, I put the link below in the description. The title of the article is A Day in the Life of a Prisoner in the UAE. Now, like I tell you that, I'm a reporter. I share with you information that I get, which is not shared on the local media, because obviously for reasons, the ministry controls everything. It's run by a ruler. So obviously they have to follow the rules of the country. So only positive stuff about the country is shared. The real news is normally kept hidden. And once people leave a country, then online they can publish anywhere, and that is where it goes globally. In today's day and age of social media and the internet, you can't keep anything hidden. So this particular article was shared to me by a person who has been to jail, and he shared with me some of his experiences. And then he shared this link also with me, which I've put down in the description, just so that you know that I'm not putting anything from my own pocket. So I'm reading out to you what he has shared in this link in case it is blocked or banned in your particular country. So this is what he says: A day in the life of a prisoner in the UAE. The following report was written by a friend who has now left Dubai. It gives an insight into how the prison and judicial system is run. Okay, and I'll be giving you my thoughts in between. First, let me tell you what to expect. The police stations, they are way too crowded at the moment. You'll not get a bed. You'll be lucky to get a blanket. You'll also be lucky to get a bed space with others. In Murakabat, which is in Dubai, okay, there are 2 huge square units, each with 8 to 10 cells. 8 to 10 cells with 2 sides. There's a front wall, there's a TV and a toilet shower block. There is no way you can go outside. You're inside 24/7, very little natural sunlight. Tensions run high and there are regular fights. In other police stations, there are corridors with cells both the sides. The worst is Al Rafa, which is once again in Dubai. That is heavily crazy crowded. There are 8 to 10 guys in each cell, 2 bunk beds per cell. And if everyone sleeps in the corridor on the concrete floor, there is a small exercise yard, marble tables, also people sleeping. There's no TV, but you do have access to telephone 24/7. And mind you, Sharjah is worse. Ajman is even more worse. The worst of the worst is Ras Al Khaimah and Al Quwain. It's terrible. And there is also one prison which is right in the middle of the desert. This is rumors, urban legends. So there's no way to confirm, because once you enter that prison, you're finished. Your life is over. They keep the most dangerous criminals who are a threat to UAE in that prison. And rumor has it that it is right in the middle of the desert. So even if you escape, you will die. So there's no way in or out apart from a helicopter, or if someone drives you there. The location nobody knows. And it seems once you are put in there, you're finished. Your life is over. So that, I don't know how far that's true, but there are many people who have made powerful enemies are put there. Now, next what he says in Rashida once again in Dubai, you'll need to hope to get taken downstairs straight ahead as you go in. You will hope for this. Why? Because the one upstairs or on the right is known for drug abuses, and drug abuse among locals is horrendous. I saw one guy murdered there in a fight over who ran the canteen. And if you run the canteen, it's a very profitable business. And of sexual abuse, especially the Far Eastern Chinese or Filipino prisoners, is horrendous. The cries of a Chinese guy being raped again and again will stay with me for many years. Now, this is what was written as per the article. There are, however, plasma TVs with 2 decoders, a PlayStation 3, which is there, donated by a British guy who was on the Interpol's wanted list. He had donated this. Because of the venue, there are a lot of locals in Rashidia than others. Birdby has been just reopened after a refurbishment. There's no TV, limited phone access, and there's a large open courtyard. Also, just to share with you one bit of information, it seems that in some of the prisons, people have been put there without any trial. I know of one person who met another guy. He told me that he met this gentleman who has been in jail for more than 30 plus years, no trial, and he has just been there. And he gave up. He just gave up trying. He said, I don't even know how the outside world looks like. He has not heard of a cell phone. He doesn't know what that is. So for him, he just feels UAE is still a desert. So, this is what he has said. And it seems in some of the police stations, there are a lot of people who have not paid, they've not been able to pay back the checks or the credit cards or whatever. They are put in jail over there. In fact, one of my Filipina girlfriends was put in jail. However, her experience was not that bad, but she said it was a very scary experience. She didn't pay 2 of her credit cards. She was put there for a month, and after that, because of the duration, the credit cards were cancelled. Because every day it seems that you stay in jail, it's like you're paid 100 dirham salary or something. And if you have a credit card, whatever the amount is, they put you in a limited number of days, and then it's considered paid off. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just telling you whatever little bit that I do know. Back to the letter, back to the article. He says, as I stated before, all the police stations are crazily overcrowded. There are a lot of fights fights are a common occurrence between Arabs. I, as a Brit, was never touched. The prisoners are responsible for the cleanliness of their own cell block. Usually a foreman, himself a prisoner, orders the cleaning to be done on a daily basis. By the way, I was put in jail 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And the reason I was put in jail is because I pressed the horn. I was driving a Lexus RX 330. There was a guy in front of me, a car that had parked in the middle of the bloody road. I was on the slow lane, and I was like, what the fuck, man, just move, And he had parked the car and he was talking to somebody, and I pressed the horn. Because I pressed the horn, he, put his hand out and said, what? And I was like, who the fuck, it's like, and I was a hot-blooded guy those days. So because I did that, and I think he got pretty offended, he came out of the car, and immediately coming out of the car, he opened my door and he's like, first he looked at me, you and this and that, something in Arabic, and then he said, you India? I said, you local? Local, that's, obviously, I'm local. So I told him I'm international. He got so angry because of that. He went to his number plate in his car, which was parked in front of me, started hammering where the number plate was. I'm local, he shouted, I'm local. The number plate was some 6666 something. So I just fucking ignored. I said, whatever the fuck, and because I use the word fuck, and I drove off. I guess he took my number plate. I drove off and I went back to my office. This was in the evening. Before I knew it, I got a call on my cell phone. And I was, there was an Arab guy on the other end. He said, you Loai? They don't say Loai, they say Loai. I said, yes, come police station, Sergeant. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, what the fuck? Just come, tal. And I was like, what the fuck did I do? And then I remembered, fuck, is it for the same incident? And before I knew, in those days I was close to the owner of the company. I told him, they called me to the police station. He said, okay, not to worry, I'll send the PRO with you. So yeah, as soon as I went there, I wore a suit and everything. Immediately, I was called where the inspector was. And as soon as I went in, let's say the inspector, and next to that was one guy well dressed. I tried to recognize, and then I just, oh shit, he's the same guy. And he had with him 2 phones, and he was sitting there well dressed. And he says, good luck. Means he was pointing at me and talking about. So then it was in Sharjah. This is near the, before, this is the police station near the, if in Sharjah, you're talking of the General Post Office. From there straight, when you go to the roundabout, that is now a mobile roundabout where all mobile phone shops are there. Before it was near the church. Okay, I can't get the name right now, but it is from the General Post Office. If you're moving towards Safest Way used to be there, the church used to be there, and from there, if you go straight, you will get all the restaurants. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't remember the roads. It has been 2-3 years now, not been there. Okay, so anyway, so this is the police station between the General Post Office and the Safest Way roundabout. Okay, so it's there. So this Sudanese guy, he told me, so you India? I said, I'm Indian. India Kachara. I'm not exaggerating. These exact words. He said, India Kachara. This local. He pointed at the guy. This local. You India. You Kachara. I said, okay. Tum usko marega? Tum kya karega? Means, let him, what will you do? And then he asked me for my passport, which that guy had bought. He took my, ID, and he put me in the lockup. There's a lockup there. The PRO, I was talking, he put me in a lockup. In the lockup, I could see many people, Bangladeshi, Malayalis, Indians, few Arabs sitting there. There was a place here, like if you are, once you enter, there is one policeman sitting here, reading the newspaper, he's sitting here with the desk. Then there is the lockup with the bars, okay? So once you enter there, the left-hand side was this, I think he was a Bangladeshi guy with a beard. He was teaching the Quran, reading the Quran, and 4, 5, 6 guys were listening to him. Seated on the floor. You can't, there's no other place to sit. Seated on the floor. And then the other side, there were guys lying down. They're just lying down there. And the next, there's a small little wall, and there was a toilet or something there. And that was it. It was just a big room. And I was like, oh, fuck. My heart came in my mouth. I was like, I'm fucked. I thought I was going to be in the jail. So one of them offered me a chair. There was a chair there. Not chair. I can't recollect. I think it was like a cemented slab. So there was empty. He said, beto. So the policeman, when we sat there, rest, everyone was seated on the floor. So I sat there. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? And I'll tell you, I think I was there for 45 minutes. How do I remember the time? I think I was looking at my watch. He took my watch. So I waited there. There was a clock. I can't remember because it's 12 years, man. So after 45 minutes or so, then I came out. And after I came out, job. And he told me to go with another guy. I was like, just stunned, shocked. I was like meek as a sheep. I went there and the inspector, kya karega? So I told him, the only thing I knew was, sorry. I kept saying, sorry. I went to that guy, immediately held his hands. Sorry, please. I told him sorry like this. I took his hand, I kissed his hand. Then he said, okay. Then the inspector asked him what to do. He said, Anam Marif. Marif means I don't know, just whatever. So he told bye-bye and he went. And then I joined my hands and I kept begging and pleading the inspector, please. Finally, the inspector said, Acha, Tom, India, Kachara. I said, yes, Kachara. He said, Tum local ko kuch bole? Nahi, local, like this. I told him, okay. He started laughing. He gave my this thing. नेक्स्ट टाइम तुम उसको कोई भी लोकल को कुछ हॉर्न भी खलास. He said okay, and I went outside, and there was my PRO waiting outside. It just rattled me, and it kind of dawned on me. I was a hothead those days as a bodybuilder. I wanted to be rich and all that, but that taught me a lesson that this is not my fucking country. You can't do any fucking shit, especially to locals and especially who are connected. And after that, I was like, fuck this, no fucking way. So, this is a real life incident for those of you who keep saying, oh, you're going to jail and all that. Well, yes, I was put in jail for honking, just pressing the horn on a local. And that made me go to jail. So, yeah. So, anyway, and also keep in mind, if an Emirati local, especially a female, if they put an allegation on you, even without evidence, and if they put the allegation, you're fucked. In the UAE, I don't know, as far as I know, the entire Middle East, if you're an expatriate, you're guilty until proven innocent. So it's not you're innocent until proven guilty, you're guilty until proven innocent, especially if an Emirati local puts a case on you or even a complaint. There are people who have been deported for taking a photograph, talking about them, gossiping about them. So, lately there was a news where a person sent an email with the word rude, R-U-D, rude, which was put in Arabic. In Arabic, you can translate it in any way. So a person got jailed because of this. There have been cases where an Australian woman, I remember this very clearly when I was in Dubai, she took a photograph of a car that was parked on a handicap parking in the wrong way. It took like 2-3 car spaces. So he just took a photograph and put it on social media and see, this is how some people disrespect the law. The person of the car turned out to be an Arab Emirati woman, and she filed a police case for defamation. Now the funny thing is she has broken the law by parking in the wrong way. For the nothing. But for this lady, well, she was not only put in jail, she was fined and she was deported, Australian woman. There was also this case where this Sri Lankan boy, I think he put on a parody of the gangs of Satwa, just a comedy skit with him and his friends, just showing that someone who throws their slipper, as a weapon, like this was the gang. It was supposed to be a comedy skit. I'll put the link below. He was jailed in a federal fucking prison, but because he had an American passport, he was released. Others, he was fucked, and he tried to sue the government, which was laughable anyway. But his life got totally destroyed because of that incident. And last but not the least, you even have cases whereby if a girl is raped and she's an expat, and if you're raped by an Arab Muslim or you're raped by an Arab Emirati, you as a female, you're jailed because as per Sharia law, because per Sharia law, you tempted the Muslim, you tempted the man. The Muslim is pure of heart, so he reacted based on his thing, and you will be jailed for committing adultery. And the only way you can be free as per their Sharia law, which I'm giving you, I'll put the link below. It's not from my pocket. And you'll say, oh, Lord, this is the wrong translation Sharia law. I'm giving you actual incidents, so you can prove it to me that this incident is false, which is actually documented in the paper. Australian woman who was raped after a drink was spiked by Arab Muslims. So they raped her. They said as per Sharia law, she tempted them. And the only way she could be free is if they had 4 Arab Muslim witnesses who were present there to prove, to say that we saw her and she was forced. Only then she's innocent. So these are the cases. In fact, another last case was where a young boy, an Indian, he recorded a Arab guy hitting a driver. Maybe the Indian guy or whatever was driving recklessly. So the guy was not hitting him. He was just taking his nai or whatever they call it on the black little thing on the head, which Arabs have. He was just hitting him with that. And I put a video when I was based in UAE. Obviously, I couldn't bash the Arab guy those days. So I put up a video stating that, he didn't hit him violently. He didn't hit him violently. Although, it's, if you actually look at it, I wanted to say that, maybe the guy drove bad or whatever. However, if you had reversed, this is what I didn't say, and I couldn't say in those days. If you had reversed the roles, that is an Arab local driving rash and an Indian guy, the Indian guy can't do anything. But because an Arab guy, he's a local, he could do something. So, okay, he didn't hit him. He just tried to punish him or whatever. But the part which is shocking is the boy who recorded this on video. This was the first ever case of someone recording and uploading it on social media. The boy's, the son of the man who was actually hitting him, he reported to the police for defamation, and the boy who recorded this got jailed, got fined, and then eventually when the charges were dropped, the boy was set free, but I think they deported him or they left the country. However, the man who hit that driver, I spoke to one of his friends. He said he's a nice guy. He's very cool, calm, composed. The driver drove very rash, and that is why he got, he parked the car and shouted at him. But the sad fact is that Emirati also lost his job. So, it was a tragedy for everyone. But the biggest tragedy was for the guy. So coming to the point that I'm trying to make is, when you are an expat in an Arab local country, an Arab country, there are no rules that support expats. The rules only support the Emiratis, the local citizens. So don't try to pick up an argument or fight with the citizens of the country. You will always lose, especially with Muslims, especially with Arabs, especially with the Sharia law. Because like my friend who was a doctor, he had a Pajero. A guy from back hit him, banged into him. He was waiting at the red light, so he must have not seen the red light. So he called the police. When they called the police, obviously, it is him at fault. But when they went to the police station, the police inspector said, this is Ras Al Khaimah, mind you. Remember, I told you it's one of the worst places. Ras Al Khaimah police said, it's my friend's fault. My friend said, I'm in the front. He hit me from back. How is it my fault? He said, he's saying I swear on Quran that he hit me. He's saying, Baba, he Muslim. If he swear Quran, finish. You want to make court case, you make court case. But he Muslim. Quran. So he said, Wallahi, Allah, this and Quran. He couldn't do anything. And my friend, he being Hindu, he said, I didn't want any complications. I accepted it as my fault, even though it was not my fault. And that's it. So there are many more incidents like this. Many more incidents. I'm not saying Emiratis are bad. I'm not saying citizens are bad. But what I'm trying to make you understand is the law supports the citizen. And when it's not your country, remember, and you don't have contacts and connections, better not to pick up a fight. Okay, so back to the article where it says, in most police stations, you can order, that is food and deliveries from outside, usually once or twice a week. But be prepared to pay double because there are a lot of bribes to be paid. There's also a canteen shop that sells toiletries. Be prepared to rip off again because obviously they need to make their money. Central jail. Now, this is the big one. This is just the in or out jail where you get sentenced for 6 months or less. The true central jail for 6 months plus is different. So if you're less than 6 months, it's in and out. But if you're more than 6 months, it's a very different ballgame. You arrive handcuffed in a bus with steel windows, no emergency exits. You're taken into a holding cell. We are split into one, and for more than 6 months are given their uniforms, all white with stripes that indicate the time of sentence. Green or blue is less than a year. Yellow is 1 to 5 years. Red is 5 years plus. After central jail, guys are taken to the back of the bus, where you get to the back of the bus and are taken out to the jail, which is the other side of the complex. You go past the juveniles and past the women's jail, and you're taken out, and then your names are checked, your cuffs are removed, and then you get into your uniform and bedding. At the moment, they give you 2 blankets, one to sleep on, one to cover. If you're lucky, you get a pillow too. This is more like those American movies. Okay. These have been washed, but they are not new. You cannot wear anything that isn't white. Your wallet and all your money over 300 dirhams is put in a safe. You can request for cash from your stash on a weekly basis, 300 dirhams max. That's roughly, I think, $80 or $90. Okay. You get strip searched by the guards, who some of them seem to enjoy their job, because many of them are gay over there. And you get taken to another holding area, or amber dorm as it is called. There are 8 amber dorms. Each is a large common area with 2 dorms off on the side. Each dorm has 96 bunks in sleeping with 192 people. So there are just under 400 beds. Each dorm has 96 bunks, okay, say 100, with 192 people. So there are 400 beds, okay. Problem is there are 800 guys in each amber. So you sleep on the floor in the common area. If your hair is pinched, you have to get it shaved, either by the prison barber or by the inmates for a fee. Clippers and shavers are both on sale. Don't expect Vidal Sassoon special. It's overdone under a minute. Once you have your bed in the allotted amber, then you're ready for a day as the life of a prisoner. Okay. 5 a.m. is breakfast, usually bread and boiled egg or yogurt or cheese. 6:30 if you're going to go to the court, up your way. If not, nothing else happens until 8 a.m. where you get to see the officers if you have a good reason. For example, you have to get your passport, or if you have to meet the police inspector or something, you have to put your name on the list. There are a list of travel agents too. No browsing allowed, one-way ticket. The phones are in the ambers, which are open for 3 hours in the morning and 4 to 5 in the afternoon. The morning time is the only time when you will get anything official done. You also get a chance twice a week to go to the shop outside area. The prices are reasonable, but there's a limit on how much you can buy. 3 packets of cigarette, for example, maximum. If you're a non-smoker, you can buy your share and sell them later to desperate smokers. I was getting 30 to 50 dirham per pack. They also sell headphones, radios, and batteries. Lunch is 11 a.m., which consists of rice, vegetable, meat, and chicken. Little bit of lettuce, some fruit juice, and fruit drink. Bear in mind there are 800 mouths to feed, so this will take a long time, especially in the canteen area, which takes only a seating capacity of 90 people. Food is given in a metal tray. There is no cutlery, no forks, no spoons, no nothing, so you eat with your hands. Most of the people sleep in the afternoons. If there is space, you get a place to sleep. Otherwise, there is nothing much else to do. Supper arrives at 5 p.m. It's macaroni or soup. It's okay if you can mix it together, maybe sausages, vegetable curry and rice. Here, everything is spicy because it's British. Obviously, you feel it's spicy. After supper, there's nothing else to do. People just sit around and talk. There are some books, chessboard here and there. Both are heavily priced. You can occasionally get cards, and rummy is a usual game. Obviously, gambling is not officially allowed. If you get caught smoking in the toilet areas, only place with no cameras, then your privileges are withdrawn for a month, which is you don't get telephone calls, you don't get to buy from the canteen or anything. The only time you can officially smoke is between meal breaks, where you can go outside. There are 3 counts each and every day, and everyone over there has to be checked. You can sit on the floor in rows of 10 to be counted. This sometimes takes forever because half the staff cannot count properly. Okay. There are also search raids every month, where all the amber gets turned upside down. I think the rooms, they're looking for drugs, weapons, and phones. Usually they find that. Lights are usually out at 11 or 12. That doesn't mean anything. You sleep. If you can't get sleep, then you try to get sleep until you're tired. And it's back to, the morning. On Fridays, which is the visiting morning, I had 1 visitor in 13 months. You shout through each other through the glass. Everyone's screaming and are trying to outdo each other, and which everyone does. Personally, I don't think it was worth it. Once you get used to the regiment, the out jail is not so bad, but it can be pretty frustrating. It is very cold and it's very boring. The police stations are different, but you always need to be on your toes. They're very violent and a filthy place to be. So this was the letter shared by one person who was actually put in prison. I've given the link down below. I've shared the experiences of some people who have been in jail. So let me know, what do you think? Yes, I have had some letters by people who have been to jail, but they requested for confidentiality. I'll just share with you one. That was my friend who was at a very senior level, a finance controller in Saudi. He said from the airport. He was just picked up because someone had put a case on him, even though he didn't have anything officially got to do with it. But because he was working as a finance controller, they jailed him. They said they put him in a holding area in the airport. Immediately, they took him, in a van. He was put in Sharjah. He said, Sharjah, they don't give a damn. They just put you in. And he was put in a holding area where he had to sleep on the floor. He said it was pretty nerve-wracking. I also have had letters in the past where I've spoken about people who have been there for a month to 3 months, even though there was no proof or evidence of them being guilty. So I'm sharing with you this second shocker of the UAE, which was shared to me by others and by this letter. Let me know, what are your thoughts? Do you think this is true? Do you think this is false? Do you know somebody who has actually been put in jail? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So, let me know what you think. All right, this is now the third shocking expose or the news that I want to share with you. This one came from a gentleman who actually works in the, you would say, retail business. Obviously, there are many shocking names, so that is why I've put a lot of censors here. And when I'll be sharing with you the names, you can be rest assured that I won't give you the full names. I'll just give you the first initial alphabets. You fill in the blanks because this one is a major shocker. Okay, so what is the news? Now, it seems this electronics company, in order to expand in the market, in order to survive, to influence the key decision makers. Let's say, for example, there is a major hyper chain of supermarkets and they want to showcase their products and get it sold over there. In order to make that happen, you need to approach, say, the purchase manager of the entire group, and he has to give the stamp of approval. Now, in the UAE, for example, I'm just giving an example. Lulu is one of the biggest chains. Now, urban legend goes that Acer in the UAE, this I know from my friend who was actually working at Acer as the regional head of a particular, I will not state what, but he was working in the regional position. Very close friend of mine. So Acer, you would say like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, was a dominant brand in especially UAE and the Middle East. So now what happened is they were doing pretty well. They were expanding pretty well. The new management, obviously when there is a management change, they bring in new people. So they brought in this Arab guy at the top level. And this Arab guy decided, okay, I will change everything because I want to prove that I'm dynamic. So what he did is, one by one, he started to terminate all the Indians. And if you know, the majority of the people in UAE or the Middle East are Indians, majority, because India's population is so high. So he removed all the hardworking Indians, Pakistanis and Filipinos, the majority being Indians, and he started replacing heads of different divisions with Arabs from his hometown. Happened the same with Petrofac, happens with all these companies. You bring in one Arab head, say for example Egyptian, he'll bring all Egyptians. You bring one Syrian, he'll bring all Syrian. You bring one Misri, he brings all Misri. You bring one Palestinian, he brings all Palestinians. This is a sickness that they have. This is the trend that they have. This is the behavior pattern that they have. However, one thing keep in mind, yes, people like to make fun of Indians and say the stingiest people, the people who smell funny, who talk like booga booga booga, and who are super stingy. But the hardest working people, the hardest, who work like fucking donkeys, who really, really push the envelope. I know it because I'm an Indian passport holder. My relatives are Indian. My friends are Indian. The hardest working people in the world are Indians. Okay? And they have this sense of family. They have these values whereby they save money. They are stingy. The reason being is they don't spend money on unnecessary things. They save money and send it back home. And that is what has been happening. And most of Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, they do that. They just send money back home. Yes, there are certain drawbacks, like they are not well versed with grooming, and they, like the Filipinos, are exceptionally gifted and talented in that area, just grooming. Indians may not be that particular area of expertise. They may not have. However, they have expertise where hard work is concerned, where discipline is concerned, where studying, educating themselves. That's why, in South India, the ones who really push themselves to the limit, the ones who smell the funniest, talk the funniest, like they have this accent. I know it because my father is from Kerala. However, the ones who really study, who can really bury their heads in books, study for 20 hours a day, non-stop, that kind of stamina, that kind of discipline, only Indians, especially South Indians, especially Keralites have. Okay, it's not the North Indians don't have, or East Indian, but nobody does it the way South Indians do. And that is why most of them are engineers, doctors, and that is why if any South Indian, he doesn't get 99.999, or he doesn't get into the educational institute of his choice, they kill themselves. That much pressure is there. So, coming back to the story, in this company, Acer, so they start grooming all these Indians. Now, understand the connection. An Indian, just as a Palestinian can connect with a Palestinian, just as Syrian gets along with Syrian, British gets along with British, you tend to have like birds of the feather flock together. You have the South Indians who got along well with the South Indians. In Acer, majority were South Indians, especially in the sales department. And Lulu, guess which nationality they are filled with? Guess which part of India they come from? Well, if you don't know, Lulu is from India, the owner, Yusuf Ali. And if you want it specifically, he's from South India, Kerala. So Acer, the salespeople, they had good relationship with the people of Lulu, especially the purchase. Okay, the purchase department, and they had made good deals with them. Acer had given those days them the maximum mileage, benefit, whatever. They brought down their prices rock bottom so that Lulu could make money. However, Lulu, given the number of branches it had in UAE and the number of branches it was creating, Acer was featured everywhere. So it's better to sell your product and not make much money rather than not make money at all and not sell your product at all. So Acer was being sold in all Lulu's, outlets. However, after this new guy came, I do not know whether he's from Syria, Palestinian. I wish I remembered. I don't remember, so I don't want to make up a story. So I don't know which part of the Middle East he came from. He bought all his guys. That's number one, the first mistake he did. Second mistake he did was he didn't keep the relationship, or he didn't keep the salespeople who had the relationship with those decision makers of all these outlets. The third ultra biggest mistake he made, he said Acer is a big brand. It's a global brand. Lulu is just a local brand. We are not going to give them the discount. Fuck them. Well, he must have not said fuck them. But the attitude he gave them was like, fuck off. I'm not going to give you the discount. I'm not going to give you the benefit. I'm not going to bend over for you. I'm an international brand. You bend before me if you want my brand. So Lulu said, really? Okay. They removed all of Acer's laptops, all of them. They didn't sell a single one. Fast forward, today, Acer is non-existent in the UAE market or in the Middle East market. Acer is just nothing. I know it because my friend was a regional manager of that particular department. He eventually lost his job. They, they terminated all the staff because they lost all their revenues. And that asshole, eventually, he was kicked out or he left or whatever. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, in order to survive in UAE or the Middle East, you need these supermarkets. You need these distributors. You need them, or you can't survive. And the king of the mountain is Lulu. The king of the mountain is Carrefour. The king of the mountain is all these electronic giants like Sharaf DG, Emax, Jumbo Electronics. So all these are the big brands. So now now this is where I come back to the expose. I'm not going to tell you who, I'm not going to tell you. I think I'll just give you clues. This guy who's working for the retail giant was invited to a private party, corporate private party, where all these big shots were there. So he came with his owner. Okay, retail, all these big guys are there. And in this party that they had, he has sent me a few, you could say, videos, which I obviously can't show, hidden camera. And the waitresses are naked. This is a video in Dubai of a retail corporate party where the waitresses are naked, absolutely naked, serving food. They're only wearing hats and shoes. They look good. Some of them look good. And you should see the way these big guys are acting and touching, and these girls are giggling. And obviously, all the other entertainment bits go. You can pick up any girl you like. Any entertainment, your dance floor is there. Other girls are there. You can dance. Or you can go to any quiet corner. You can do whatever. Not many people. This is not like 1,000 people. This is a small party, but with key people. So this guy is no longer working there, and that is why I don't know how the fuck did he manage to take the video. He must have, have a pinhole camera or some shit. So he gave me the names of these guys who are in this video. I can't give you the names of their company, but the decision makers of these big brands in UAE were there, and they were enjoying topless dance, they were enjoying lap dances, they were enjoying taking 2-3 girls and doing whatever they want. So what he told me in that is, law is sex sells. And if you keep the partners happy, and give them what they want, they will give you opportunities. So it seems that his boss, always kept single women in sales. And they were from places like Turkey or even India, Pakistan. They would bring these really big busty girls who were supposed to be part of the sales team or relationship team or whatever they call it. And anytime there was any, meeting to be done, they would send this girl for the meeting. So how I know that he's telling the truth is not only because of the video that he shared, but also because when I was working in the switchgear company, this is what the CEO, they were discussing when they were sitting around the table as to how girls would be provided if they need by the main principal. I can't give you names. And holidays would be paid as business trips or conferences or seminars. They would take them for overseas trips. With these girls, they would come in bus full or a plane full, and they would be taken care of. So not only money, not only pleasure, not only girls, everything what they need. So he has given me the name of the company of one of them. I will just give you the first few alphabets. I can't give you the rest, okay? For these reasons, obviously. I don't want to be sued. So one is, one of the company's name starts with or has K, another one E, third one Shah, then another company. But this one is a new one. I didn't know this one existed. Its name is Mon. You fill up the rest, okay? So these guys, they are providing all this. This is the company that he worked for. And it seems one of the exhibitions, it's not GITEX. This is one of the biggest exhibitions where all the retailers come. I was part of the exhibition. And if you check my Facebook profile, you know what I'm saying is true, because I was part of the exhibition. The who's who in the retail industry was there. The who's who. Okay, decision makers, major retailers were there. Okay, now for you to come to this event, you have to first be invited. That's number one. And second one is, I think it's around $1,000 a day, or it's very expensive. The event name starts with the words dis. So you fill up the rest. Dis, whatever. I'm not going to tell you the rest. So this event, which name starts with dis, they bring in all these retailers, and obviously during the daytime there are meetings, and back to back there are a lot of meetings. Everyone's meeting each other. However, see, because I was there, I'll tell you how the structure is. 8 o'clock is the coffee, early morning coffee and all that. 9 o'clock starts all the way to 12. 1 o'clock is the first is the lunch break. Then from 2, obviously, from 9 to 12, they're just meeting each other in different meeting rooms. There are plenty of fucking meeting rooms. I mean, it's never ending. So many products, so many giveaways, so many things happening. Like people are giving gifts and this and that, and all that is happening. 1 o'clock, till 12, they do the meeting. Then they have the lunch break, 12 to 1. After 1 o'clock, 1 to 4 again is meetings. 4 to 5 is again a break. 7 to I think 9 is the third one. Then they go get fresh. 10 o'clock is the dinner. I might have messed up with the time of the evening, because say after 5, they might go for it. It might be tea time or whatever. Say 1 to 5, okay, or 4:30, whatever. Then they have the tea, high tea or whatever. Then 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 is where they have the final phase, because people are exhausted by then. Then they go to get fresh. When they come back at around 10 o'clock is where it's nothing but dinner and networking. It's hardcore networking, the whole fucking event. But that is where they choose who they want to sit with. After they finish their dinner, then it's up to you whether you want to remain or you want to go to your room. I was dead tired. It's a 3-day event. I was dead tired. And I went to my room to sleep. Next day, I found out from other people that these guys were awake all the way to 4 in the fucking morning. I was wondering, what the fuck do you do till 4 in the morning? And then I found out somewhere, pissed drunk somewhere. All these stories, pissed drunk, they went, they provided them with this girl and that girl. And I'm like, okay. And this, this gift, that gift. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. This goes on for 3 days. After the event is over, everyone knows who they are supposed to do business with, and that is where the relationship starts. So, as per what he told me, is this event, this whatever, they offer call girls, alcohol, hotels, and special bonuses for buyers who sign deals with them. As for suppliers, you have to send an entry fee, which obviously covers the expense of the event. It is very, very expensive. However, each and everyone in that event signs deals and they make shitloads of money. Normally they take all these expensive brands, but here cheap brands come and they get special treatment from all these big retail giants. Okay, and you don't have to believe a word I'm saying. Just go to any of these outlets, check which are the brands which are being sold there. Ask yourself, is this actually a global brand? And if it is a global brand, ask yourself, is this original? Is this fake? Don't have to believe a word I'm saying. Just go ahead. And talking about branded items which are fake, I'll come to that with evidence and proof. Okay, so if you go to any of these big houses, these big brands, go to any of them. I'm not going to take names. Just check how many are known brands and how many are brands that you never heard of. Brands that are like, is this even a global brand? From where did this come from? Where did this extra free, buy this for free come from? And that is where you'll understand what I'm saying has an element of truth in it. The reason why malls are dead or why brands are dying is because people have lost faith in getting original stuff. Now, this guy, the company he worked for, from his name I told you was Mon. Okay, they made sure that the retail giants were absolutely entertained and kept happy, and they were given a lot of perks and benefits, and this till now continued, and now they even offer private luxury suites, yacht based parties, themed parties, and extraordinary gifts which end up in their personal bank account. Say, I understand this happens all over the world, but I'm sharing with you what happens especially in Dubai or in the Middle East. In fact, here's something for you to be shocked. This will absolutely shock you. Okay? Like I say, maybe you don't believe what I say. I can't share with you the profile of this person, but I want you to Google search, just Google search @ okay? Mind you, before you do that, remember this is adult stuff. Please don't do it in front of anyone. Make sure that you are somewhere alone because it's shocking and graphic. So I hope you are 18 plus. So I'm not taking responsibility if you are underage, and I'm not taking responsibility if you are not supposed to see this. Okay? So if you are underage or you're conservative, stop the video now. I'm telling you, stop the video now. Don't listen. However, if you are an adult and you are taking the risk, then continue watching. So I'm giving you the last chance. So I'm assuming that now if you watch, this is going to be your personal responsibility. Okay? You can't hold me responsible. I want you to Google search first at Mistress, Mistress, Luna, Luna. It seems that this is a Dubai-based mistress woman who provides BDSM. Okay? This was sent to me by somebody who has actually provided this person as services. So this is a Twitter account, twitter.com, Mistress Luna. Okay? The second one is twitter.com @Empress, EMPRESS _SAKURA, Sakura. Okay? So it seems that these two were provided to the clients, the customers, and if you check the profile, you will be absolutely shocked. Please mind you, it's strictly adults. It's strictly adult stuff. So do not quote me. I should not be held responsible. I'm telling you what someone else has shared with me. In fact, what he did tell me, this guy, is through VPN, they go through Dubai escorts, or they go through, Dubai girls or whatever, and they provide them. You just have to have VPN. You can get any girl, and they provide a lot of services. So this has been happening in the retail space, which is happening even right now as we speak, and I realized what he said was true because he shared the video with me, which I don't want to share because of whatever reason. All right, coming to the next big expose that I want to share with you. Now, think of any online store that you want to purchase any product. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you will think of Amazon.com, or locally you might think of, let's say in UAE, Noon.com or Amazon.ae, and now it's Amazon.ae, or you'll think of plenty of other websites. Now here's $1 million or rather $1 billion question that I'll ask you. How is it that, for example, Bose, I wanted to purchase the Bose headphones because my headphones have broken. Now I found out in the Bose showroom, the original Bose headphones were going for 15,000, roughly, let's say 15,000 baht, which is around, say, 1,300 dirhams, roughly. Okay. However, when I went through eBay, I found out that original Bose, the soundproof headphones, which were selling from the Bose showroom for 1,399 or 1,299, whatever. They were selling for 800. And I was like, how is he selling? Is this fake or real? And then you were saying authentic, real, and more than 600 pieces sold. Customers are very happy. So I checked the reviews. All the customers are happy. More than 500 customers are happy. And, so I was like asking myself, how is it possible that these guys are selling Bose original headphones for nearly half price than what Bose showroom is selling? And then I checked in between the various suppliers. So there were prices of, let's say, in dirhams, 600 dirhams, 700 dirhams, 800, 900, 1,000, and coming to the actual Bose price. I checked this for different products. And I was really confused as to how is it that the main showroom is actually so highly priced while these guys are selling for such a low price. And I tried to figure out, is it because it is selling from China or Hong Kong? Even places from Australia and Canada were selling really cheap. You don't have to believe me. Do your homework for any particular product you're looking for. Go through eBay, go through Amazon, go through any website that you want. So I was like saying, even the AirPods, which finally I purchased from Apple showroom. So I asked my friend, my big contact, who's based in Dubai. He has major connections in all these retail outlets online. He knows the fake from real. And he has also introduced me, or rather proved it to me, where iPhones, Samsung phones, perfumes, makeup, all this is being gotten through fakes, and they are given original packing, and they are being sold as the real products. He has actually shown me the evidence. But because these are really big guys, I didn't want to put up any videos and get into complications. Anyway, whether you want to believe me or not, well, let me tell you, I don't care. I saw it with my own eyes. Okay, so now I asked him, like, how do I know if a product is fake or real? He told me, Loy, you can even put a hologram sticker which has been manufactured. You can manufacture them for cheap. Okay, and you can put it and people will think it's real. So now the step up is, it's called RFID stickers. You can Google search this. RFID stickers or RFID tags are radio frequency identification tags. They use electromagnetic fields that automatically identify a tag attached to the object. So when you open the box, there is an RFID tag. So if there is no RFID tag, most probably it's a fake product. Now the reason why, now this also can be manufactured, but it is very, very expensive. I think it costs like $10 or $5 per sticker, while the hologram sticker you can get for like 10 films. So this one is like $5 or $10. So it's pretty expensive to get RFID, the stickers, tags. So now what he told me was, the big expose that I want to share with you. He said, Roy, he asked me this question as we were talking. Amazon.com, does it give fake or real products? I said, I assume it gives real products. He said, yes and no. I said, what do you mean? He said, if Amazon is selling a product, Amazon.com, if let's say it's selling Sony headphones, if Sony is selling Sony headphones, it's authentic. If some other shop is selling Sony headphones for cheaper, then there is something fishy, because obviously you need to make your margins, and nobody is going to, like, for example, Pepsi. Even if you buy wholesale, they are going to give you more or less the same price that they give the retail. It's not going to be like oh, the Pepsi, if the cost is, for example, $1, I'll give it to you for 10 cents. No, there is no such big margin. It's standard for everyone. So even like the iPhone, maybe retail you can make $10, 10 dirhams or 5 dirhams or 50 dirhams, whatever margin you can make on a original iPhone. You can't make like 500 or say $100 or $200. You can't have that much margin. It's just not possible. Okay. So what he told me is, if Sony is selling Sony, it's authentic. If somebody else purchases from Sony and is selling, well, obviously he needs to sell it at the same price just to have customers coming, or he needs to sell it slightly higher to make his margin, but he cannot sell it for lower because then he's selling it at a loss. Okay, which obviously makes sense. So then I said, okay, fine. So what are you trying to get at? So then he said, Amazon.ae, not com, Amazon.ae. You think they're selling fake or real? I said, obviously they should be selling real. So then he sent me a link. He said, Ray-Ban Aviator. Okay, I'm showing you the screenshot. Ray-Ban Aviator, which is being sold at Amazon.ae, is being priced at 333 dirhams or 309 or $153. And so I said, well, it looks original. What's the problem of them selling Ray-Ban? So he said, okay, fine, right? Now go to rayban.com. So I went to Ray-Ban, and this is a screen that you share, Ray-Ban online certified resellers. Okay. So he said, just Google, there is a box. Type in Amazon.ae. Okay. Are they one of the resellers? So I put in. When I put in, it seems that the website is not listed or part of their certified reselling team. So I try to let this point sink in. So if Amazon.ae is not the certified reseller, what are they actually selling? From where did they buy this? See, here's what I'm asking you to think about. Let's say, for example, I'm telling you that Loy, Machedo and Sons is selling original Bose headphones. And then you go to Bose, official distributor, and you check, is Loy Machedo an authorized reseller? It says no. Okay, fine. So maybe I purchased from Bose itself. But now you go to Bose and you ask Bose, how much is for a headphone? He says $300. I say $300. Let's say you go to Bose and say, I'm a shop, I'll buy wholesale, I'll buy 1,000 pieces from you. How much will you give to me? So the guy still says, I'm sorry, you're not an authorized reseller. We'll sell you whether 1 box or 1,000 box, same price. So then the question is, if I purchase 1 box or 1,000 boxes and I get it for $300 and I'm selling it to you for $300, I'm not making any money. Now what's the point of me featuring this product and selling it if I'm not making any money? It's actually a headache. It's actually going for a loss because my time, my effort is selling this product. And in the same way, Amazon.ae is selling you products for which they are not the authorized resellers. Then who's selling this? Who is actually selling these? And why are they selling it if they're not making any money? Now, I'm not saying that Amazon has fake products, but I'm giving you food for thought. You tell me whether it's fake or whether it's real. I leave it up to you. Because, like I told you, forget Amazon. There are people who are selling fake perfumes, fake products, fake electronics, fake makeup sets, and they are repackaging these exactly the way the original products are packaged. They're putting these authentic so-called stickers, which again you can manufacture them for cheap, and they're selling it and making money. That is why you go any part of the world, you can get a Nike, you can get an Adidas. Even here I get original Nike for $5, shirts and all that. So fakes are everywhere. So I'm just telling you, if you go to Amazon.ae and you're going to buy, let's say Ray-Ban, how is it humanly possible that Ray-Ban Online claims that Amazon.e is not an authorized certified reseller, but Amazon.e is actually selling? So if they're not making any profit, why are they selling it? From when did Amazon start selling products without wanting to make any profit? So I leave that up to you. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Leave it up to you. Next one. This one is a racist advert. At least this is what he says, this gentleman. He says, "Dear Roy, sharing something this time around. Send you a pair of pictures. Attached pictures of a friend who took a couple of photographs when in Dubai. She was quick to remark, why is this company being represented by Asians? Why don't they have a lady with an abaya?" So it's, a photograph of a lady, but this is an Asian lady. Why it's not a local? Well, because Arab locals consider themselves superior. They don't see themselves doing waiter's job. They don't see themselves serving tea. They don't see themselves being in a petrol station. They see themselves as being rich, being the ones sitting and enjoying life, while the workers are all Asians. And it's always like they like to be the superior. They like to sit down while they should be an expat who is an actual worker. You never see an ad where an Indian couple sits down and a local with an abaya is serving tea, or an Emirati is, putting food on the table. You'll never see that, because for them, they consider themselves to be higher up. And that is one of the reasons why UAE or the Middle East will never ever succeed, because they have pampered their citizens. They have given them this feeling that they're superior. That's, when you don't have humility, when you don't believe that certain work should be done by your citizens, then you'll never succeed. Remember this, the day expats all leave, it's the Arab locals who will have to do all these jobs. And that is why their population is hardly what, 9% or 1% or 2%, hardly anything. So they're the last of the dying breed. Next one, this reader from a Sharjah-based company. This is another shocking scandal that I want to share with you. Real big shock, okay? Because this company that I'm sharing with you, he's an employee who is working there. I verified this from one of the suppliers, who also verified this through another senior guy in this company. So this is his letter, and this is what he says. "Hi Lloyd, just wanted to give you some information. Might help others who still think coming to UAE is a good idea. I'm working with Cedar company in Sharjah. It is spread all over the Middle East and almost 100-year-old company. Please check cedarglobal.com. Almost 1,500 employees. We deal with drapery works since last 2 years. It is getting worse, and let me remind you, staff here have been working since 20 or 15 years, and they don't fire anyone. They're very nice people. I love this company, but the Gulf situation, and especially Dubai, is now breaking the backbone of even such strong organizations. Last week, first time in their history, they have reduced salaries by 20% to almost 99% of the staff, including me. They have not fired anyone, but I think that will be the very next step soon. This information is for you and your viewers to know that if such a strong, stable company, who even in the 2007 crisis has not done a single firing, that even this company is about to sink now. Very sad. I pray for everyone in my company and my colleagues and their families. Thank you." A lot of respect for Cedar. If any one of you who wants to deal with Cedar, please do deal with them. Support them, because they're taking care of their employees. They're taking care of people who are working, the expats. They have not terminated anyone. So really good owners. Sadly, because of the situation, they have asked them to take a salary cut. Otherwise, they have to terminate. So it's sad. It is sad to see this happening. In fact, I know one of my friends who's working for this government-based company, and he has been asked to take a pay cut, or he can just leave and resign. So obviously, since he has a bank loan, family and children, he can't do anything. So this is another shocking, news that might make you think. Next one is another reader writes, "My friend in Ajman is trying to sell off his restaurant business, but there are no takers since a year. He was in the construction equipment sales and was laid off in 2016. So he decided to open a restaurant in Ajman so that he could sustain his business. And now he wants to sell it off and come back to India. He thought that Expo 2020 would bring a boom to his business. What a stupid assumption. But he has decided to quit in 2019. He has invested all his savings. The reason for selling is high operational cost, low sales, and same story everywhere. The Expo 2020 hype and speculation have ruined many businesses in recent times. And it seems that this is the ad that he has put. Catering setup come restaurant, 1,250 square feet. Annual rent is 90,000. Special licensing for wholesaler suites. Registered vendor with famous brands for bulk sale. 25 seating car. Located in a densely populated area. Free parking. Separate entry for reserved parking. 3 sales vertical. Counter sales, bulk sales, events and parties. Reason for sales other than food, non-food business needs attention. He has sent a couple of photographs of his friend's business. Well, my logic is very simple. If your business is doing so fucking well, why the fuck do you want to sell it? So it's very evident that nobody would want to buy this. And looking at the way his restaurant is set up, I would say that it looks like it's going to shut down. Another one. This one was pretty funny. This expat wanted, dear respected education, honorable sir, I'm Revati from India. I need a loan. I have she wants a loan of 20 million, but I don't get it because I don't have the transfer charge amount. Kindly request you to help me to get a loan from fund. If I get help immediately, get fund. Sir, help me, waiting for your reply. So send me 2 emails of wanting 20 million. So very hopeful, I would say. Try till you succeed. All right, the next email that I've received is from this gentleman who is currently based in Canada. He says, "Hi, Loy, my name is so-and-so, but I would like to keep it private. Me and my wife was in the Middle East, Oman, for 5 years. I was working as a store manager in Muscat. I made a decent amount of money during my stay in Oman. However, I decided to relocate to Dubai because of Omanization rule in Muscat, and one day I landed in Dubai. I realized that this is a place only good for their citizens, not for immigrants. My first experience when I went for my Emirates card, where one of the Emiratis was working there, shouted at me because I did not listen to him, or I was not listening to him properly, because the way they speak English is difficult to understand. That was the day I decided one day I'll leave this place for sure. I was thinking, what if it happens in front of my wife or children? I'll not be able to reply to him because he's a local, in capital letters, and just walked away. Also, one day when I was driving, one of the so-called local, in capital letters, just grabbed my collar just because I didn't give him the side. To be honest, many of us have these kind of incidents, but we don't want to tell anyone. Anyone who lives in Dubai will always live in fear. Fear of visa renewal, fear of local. Also, my health became so bad at the age of 30, I was looking like 40. Anyway, now I'm in Canada. I feel so proud sometimes because no one here is here to grab my collar, shout at me, or tell me to go back to India, because everyone lives here is equal. When I was moving from Middle East late in 2014, most of my family and friends were laughing at me and telling me that what I'm doing is wrong. Even after moving here, they were calling me back to Dubai. But I've already decided that even if I don't earn much in Canada, which is very hard to earn, you need to work 2 or 3 jobs, well, I live happily with the respect. Now most of my friends and families who are in the Middle East are asking me how they can move to a Western country, because now there is no more jobs in the Middle East. Yes, life in the Middle East has become hard. Your videos are awesome, but please try to make them short because your videos are so long. Take care. God bless you and your family. Regards, whatever his name is. So this was another reader. Another reader shared with me in this. Noon.com apparently is selling clothes hanger with a high definition surveillance camera. So just imagine this. And you go to a store, you're changing your clothes, you take off the clothes from there, and you're changing. So, well, I don't know whether this is legally allowed to be sold in Noon. I don't know. Do you think it should be allowed to be sold? But anyway. Finally, last but not the least, this is a UAE expat who asked me this wonderful question. Now, I want you to judge this question, whether this question is legit or it's asking me to guide them for fraud. So this is what the person says. Hi, Loy. I want to know that one of my friend give and advice how to get money early in the UAE is that you have to buy an executive visa. Okay, first you buy an executive visa. You get an offer letter with the company which show your salary over 15,000. And after 6 months, you can apply for a 20,000 loan. And after 2 or 3 loans, you have to show good records. So you take the loan, pay back, take the loan, pay it back. Then you approach for other banks and take a loan of 2.5 lakhs. That's 200,000, 250,000 from different banks. And you make sure that you collect 250,000 until you get a total of like 1 million. Okay, for example. And then you don't return these loans or installments. Then you go to the court and say, I don't have any money. And the court will give you 2 options. Number 1, pay the fine. Or number 2, go to jail for 1 year. So I want to know if it's possible. So this guy has not only commented here, he has also commented on my YouTube channel. He wants to know if this is possible. The way he has asked me and the way he has rephrased this question is like as if he's actually looking forward to do this so that, it's like, can I do this? Why? If he has, yeah, I can do it. But here's the thing. I never encourage people to take a loan and cheat others. Whether it's a bank, whether it's going to UAE, please do not think you're smarter than the system. In fact, I spoke to one of my friends who was working for a bank at a very senior position. He said, Loy, the Middle East has realized this loophole in their system and now they're working hard to correct it. So if you have taken a loan and you've run away and you're thinking you'll come back to some other emirate and you'll start a new life, you will get caught. And when you do get caught, well, then it becomes impossible for you to leave prison. So, guys, these are the videos. I know this has been very long. It has been a struggle for me to edit and share all this information. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And once again, this is Machedo sharing with you all this information. Until next time, keep me updated. This is me saying goodbye for now.